It is called the Advocate of Hope Award, and it is given to an individual outside of the NF community who has gone above and beyond to help those individuals living with NF. Our award winner this year, who we were supposed to meet and shake hands with face-to-face, is very generously sitting and waiting to join us. So please welcome everybody, Dr. David Gutmann. Hi, Dr. Gutmann. How are you?
Good, Jeff. Thank you for letting me come to the party. It's been wonderful.
Yeah. So, I mean, you look like you're sitting at home. You're comfortable, I assume.
Absolutely.
That's good. Are you keeping busy at home?
Very. I think this unintended stay at home has created more work than than going to work used to.
It's true. It's amazing how much work you can have when there's nowhere to go.
Exactly.
So you are, I mean, you're talking as a family member here who certainly appreciates what you do. You've been involved and sort of the leader in NF research for so long. I'm curious, I don't know if I've ever asked you this. How did you get your start in NF research? What brought you to this field?
So everything is a long, winding road, and mine started with an interest in genetics of human disease. And when I was a graduate student, I had the great privilege of coming under the influence of Dr. Jim Neal. And Jim Neal was a pioneer in human genetics, one of the first people to describe the fact that NF1 was a genetic condition. And from that, I went off to residency and worked with a guy named Kurt Fischbeck, who said to me, "You seem to be interested in genetics of neurologic disease. You should go over to Children's Hospital of Philadelphia and work with Elaine Zakai, who happened to have the largest NF clinic at the time." When I was looking for a postdoctoral fellowship, it was Dr. Fischbeck who said, "I met this rising young star at a grant review session. His name is Francis Collins. You should call him." And so I called Francis Collins, and Francis said, "Why don't you come join my laboratory and work on the neurofibromatosis type 1 protein and figure out what it did?" And I thought, I feel like I've been listening to the word NF now for 10 years. This must be my calling.
That's awesome. It's amazing that I've met you a few times. We've spoken on the phone. I don't think I ever knew that path. So here's a question. You're in research. I mean, so we've seen this new drug come out. So what is the most exciting research that you think is being done that we'll see the results of soon?
You know, it's always hard to pick your favorite child. But I think what I'm most excited about is how far we've come in the last 30 years. I mean, I was there when the first fragment of the NF1 gene was in our hand, and now we have the first FDA-approved treatment. It's just simply breathtaking. Yeah. And it's just been amazing to see how far we've come. Small incremental steps, but if you look at it with a wide-angle lens, it's an amazing amount of progress.
It really is, and of course, as a child, a father of a child with a plexiform neurofibroma, it's this new FDA treatment is potentially a godsend. Sure. You've been doing this a while, and you've seen so many NF families. I know many of the families who you've helped along the way. Is there a story that particularly resonates with you, even years, decades later?
There are so many stories, mostly because I am just amazed by our families. They're people, both their kids and as parents, who are not defined by the condition of NF. They become advocates, they become agents for change. They do that at every level, whether it's going to Capitol Hill and advocating, or having bake sales, or local festivals and picnics to raise money in their own communities, or getting involved in research. I have really been inspired pretty much every day by my families, because they really believe that if we're going to change the way we practice NF, we need to invest in research, because research is really hope.
Right. Well, you have given hope to a lot of people over the years. There's a reason why we decided to bestow this honor on you, because you truly have been an advocate of hope for this community for so long, and it's probably a long time coming that we get to see. But thank you so much for coming on, for taking your evening, for sharing your stories. And we look forward, by the way, next year to handing this award to you in person and shaking your hand.
It was my pleasure. Have a great rest of the gala. Thank you
All
so
right.
much.
Thank you, Dr. Gutmann.